Hello and welcome to Young Guns. Today we're going to be talking about Rivalry Week, the best week of the year in college football, and unfortunately the last regular season week. I'm here with our wonderful cast. First up, we got Jackson, the Bama fan. We got Jeffrey from Only Talk Sports, the Hoosier, Indiana fan. We have Austin, an extremely proud Louisville Cardinal fan tonight.
How about him? Number 25.
Yep, number
Finally.
25. And we have Buckeye Mike, our resident Wolverine snatcher. So our first game this week is going to be on Turkey Day, Thanksgiving, and it's the Egg Bowl. It's Mississippi State heading to Oxford to take on Ole Miss with the Rebels as a 2-point favorite and the over-under at 59. And it's going to be a nice night out. It's 56 degrees at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Who you guys got for this matchup?
I guess I'll go first. I mean, this is one of those games where I'm kind of irritated because I made a video on this game and I already made my pick for the game before the coaching news and all that stuff is coming out. So I didn't want to change my pick. So my original pick was Ole Miss 31, Mississippi State 28. But I didn't want to have to change my video, so I'm still going with my pick, Ole Miss 31, Mississippi State 28. I'm not confident in it because Lane Kiffin could be distracted. The players could be distracted. But we'll see. I didn't want to change my pick, so I'm going to go with Ole Miss by 3, but I'm not confident in it.
All right, Jackson?
Going with the Ole Miss Rebels, 38-28.
Mike or Austin, any of you guys want to share your thoughts?
You want to go first, Mike? Or you want me to go?
I can't even point that. You can go, Austin. You're good.
Okay. So this was like I was like Jeffrey on this game. You know, Ole Miss is coming off that thump into Arkansas. And, you know, Lane Kiffin, distracted by the possible job offers elsewhere. Is there greener grass elsewhere other than Ole Miss? You know, Mississippi State, they've had a really good season up to this point. You know, Mike Leach has turned this program into something. But I agree with Jeffrey on this one. I picked Ole Miss, but I say it's a field goal. 31-28, Rebels.
Just over the spread. Little back
Mike.
running by that has the bullet hole.
So, first of all, I think the thing with Lane Kiffin is true. Because why would it get leaked, and then why would you, as the coach, get pissed at the reporter? A question to think about. With that being said, this is going to be a close one. This one, I think either way was going to be a close one. So I wouldn't get too mad, Jeffrey. It's a toss-up for me because logically, Ole Miss makes the most sense of winning this game. But, I mean, who does not love Mike Leach as a coach?
Exactly.
Right?
I'm a fan.
Pirate, man. He rolls.
But
Man, he's
that
won over that
said-
locker room.
Yeah, that being said, I'm going to take Ole Miss 34-31.
My gosh, I think I'm the only one picking the Bulldogs, aren't I? Or Austin, did you pick them?
Oh, my God.
No, I picked the Rebels. I think
All right.
Ole Miss, they're mad about that thumping, and they're going to come out hot, and they're just going to ignore all the rumors because they do not want to lose their in-state rival.
Does anybody remember a couple of years ago when that guy lifted up his leg for Ole Miss?
Oh,
That
yeah,
was another
Wise
thing.
Moore.
That was another thing, man. I was like, is Ole Miss going to do something like that again?
When he,
So,
Oh,
when he
yeah,
did
I'm
the
picking Ole
Dolphins
Miss.
That's what got
celebration.
Matt Luke fired, and that's
All right, I'm
what
going to go
brought him
Mississippi
to
State 38, Ole Miss 21. I think they
Ooh,
quit on
Will, a little spicy.
Yeah,
like
they're done
it.
with Kiffin.
Oh
They
my
don't trust him
God.
anymore as a coach.
There you go.
All right, heading into Friday, Black Friday. We got a good one in the American. It's Tulane heading to Cincinnati in Nippert Stadium with the line Cincy -2, over under 46.5, and it's going to be a little chilly, 52 degrees in Ohio. So this is a huge one in the American. Both teams are 6-1 at the top of the conference. Jackson, what do you think about this big game?
I'm going Cincy.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a, let's see, a 31-21 victory against Tulane.
Mm-hmm. Jeffrey, what do you think, bro?
Yeah, this is definitely a game where if it was at Tulane, I consider picking the Greenway, but Cincinnati does not lose at home. They just don't lose at home. And they have one of the longest streaks of winning at home, and they're going to continue it on Black Friday, and they're going to beat Tulane 35-31. I think Tulane's going to keep it really close, but go Bearcats. They're going to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for this game, Cincinnati Tulane, it was a toss-up for me. Just for the fact that, Luke Fickell, he's been like Lane Kiffin. His name's been tossed around in a lot of coaching circles. Like, is he looking somewhere else? Is he this? Is he that? But at the end of the day, I agree with Jeffrey. Cincinnati's just a hard team to beat at home. I think Tulane gives them a really good game, but I've got Cincinnati 23, Tulane 20.
So is Cincinnati ranked?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're both ranked.
I would assume Tulane is higher.
Yeah, Tulane's 19, Cincy 24.
Okay. Jeffrey makes a good point. Cincinnati at home. Man, can you really go against the Fick? I mean,
I say one thing that Tulane does have for them is they've got the momentum. They're kind of coming in a little hot, like they're the flavor of the month, so to speak.
true, but I mean, come on. Don't bet against Luke Fickell at Cincinnati. It's Kippert Stadium. It's going to be in the evening, which is going to be a ruckus crowd.
Oh, it's at 11 a.m.
Yeah, I thought
Also,
it was in the
11
morning.
a.m.
I thought it was in the morning.
That's
Well,
weird.
noon.
It's a nooner.
Yeah.
That's
Jackson
weird
said-
for a Friday game. Oh, I know. I was thinking of Florida State. That's the evening game on Friday. Give me Cincinnati 38, Tulane 35.
Yeah, I'm going with Cincy. I was going to go similar to that. I'm going to go 34-31 Cincinnati. Cincy hasn't lost at home since 2017, which is like very impressive. So I think they're going to keep that going.
Especially for a group of 5 school.
Yeah. So our next one is a battle of disappointing Big 12 teams. We have the bare necessities of Waco, Texas. And we've got the Texas Shorthorns.
The fight McConaughey.
D-Ford, if you're watching, I don't take part in this, okay? It's all Will.
So the game, of course, is in Darrell Royal Memorial Stadium, Texas Memorial Stadium. The line's Texas 8.5 over under 56. What do you think of this game, Jackson?
Here we go. Texas. And it's going to be a. Where do I have this game again? It's going to be a 31-24 victory, Bijan Robinson. And it's going to be below the spread. So if you're betting Texas to beat spread, you may be a little bit disappointed.
Jeffrey, what do you think about it?
The bare necessities really broke Jackson. He will not pick them anymore. And, Texas, I'm frustrated with them because I picked Texas to beat TCU, and then Texas blew that game. And then I picked Kansas to beat Texas, and Texas just floored Kansas. So, I don't trust Texas at all, but I don't trust the bare necessities more than I don't trust Texas. Give me the horns, 31-28 over Baylor. Texas is going to get it done. And if they don't get it done, I might not ever pick you again until next year.
All right, Austin.
Okay, so this one I've had some time to think on. Both teams need a win because Texas is still playing for a spot in the Big 12 title game against TCU.
How are they?
And they would love to be the
year. I don't get it.
They would love to be the one to put TCU out. But Baylor is having that emotional distress after that heartbreaking loss, TCU kicking the game winner at the end. I think it broke Baylor. I've got Texas 31-13. I think the Longhorns roll. I think Baylor had their hearts broken too much, and they're not going to recover.
All right, Mikey, what do you think?
Okay. Can we all agree that no matter which way we go on this game, we're screwed?
Yes.
With that being said, I think the Baylor Bare Necessity Bears are going to come out and say, last week was a fluke. Last week we had them and we should have won. And they're going to take that air. They're going to ball it up. They're going to take it out on Texas. That being said, they both still suck.
All right.
So give me Texas. Give me Baylor.
Yeah.
31, Texas 28.
The legend of 7-5 star must continue. So for that to happen, the Bears must win. Give me 28-24 Bears. All right, everybody. So our next
Buckeye Mike, you took one for the team. I'm proud of you.
Mhm.
We're
Next game is going to be a big game in Jeffrey State of North Carolina. It's UNC and NC State. Now, the last game, do we all remember what happened last year in this game? That was one of the It was a really bad blown lead by UNC. I don't remember how big the comeback was, but it did involve NC State recovering an onside kick and then scoring to win. So, but the game this year is in Chapel Hill. It is in Keenan Memorial, and the Tar Heels are a 6.5 point lead with the over/under also at 56, same as Baylor and Texas. So will the Tar Heels bounce back from the embarrassing loss to Georgia Tech? Jackson, what do you think?
Oh, absolutely, North Carolina.
Let's say hello to our friend One Scoop John, who is what do you think of this message, Mike?
Oh, that's pretty cool. Let's see. I'm going to say North Carolina 35, North Carolina State.
Good luck.
We haven't gotten to our pick on the Ohio State and the Michigan yet, but we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your picks on the North Carolina Tar Heels and the North Carolina State Wolfpack?
What's your pick, Jeffrey?
Yeah, North Carolina is kind of for me like Texas. They're not trustworthy. I've picked them in a lot of games this year. I picked them over Notre Dame, and they lost.
That was a big mistake.
Yeah. That was the only time I picked against Notre Dame all season. I even picked Notre Dame against Stanford. So North
People
Carolina.
were riding the hype train, man.
I don't trust North Carolina at all. I'm so glad we didn't pick the Georgia Tech game last week because we all would have picked North Carolina, and we would have all got an L there. But I'm going to pick North Carolina to beat NC State 31-21 just because of the fact that NC State is playing really bad right now. And I think North Carolina will bounce back and get a win. But again, I'm not confident in because North Carolina is so up and down. But I'm going North Carolina by 10.
Okay, so I'm a little familiar with both these teams, being I'm from the ACC, and Notre Dame played North Carolina this year. You're familiar with them, but
Yeah.
this game here was one of those. It's a rivalry game. It could go either way, but I picked North Carolina in a tight one. I picked them 35-30. I think North Carolina's mad that they lost to Georgia Tech, a game that they should have won handily, and they're going to take it out on their in-state rival and show them who's big brother around North Carolina, that they still run it.
Mm-hmm.
You're going NC.
North Carolina.
Alrighty then.
I think they bounce back.
Old hummus hero.
Mr. Mike, what do you think?
This one's really a toss-up for me because North Carolina has been on the up and up until last week. Then NC State pulls stuff this year like beating ECU by 1 point. So, give me North Carolina. Give me the Tar Heel.
There you go.
Give me the Tar Heels by a score of 28-24.
Yeah, so I kind of hold a grudge against the Tar Heels because they did knock out my VCU, the school that I go to, VCU, in the baseball tournament in a heartbreaking game.
Really? You going to take one for the team?
Really? You hold a grudge over a freaking baseball game?
Yeah, I was about to say that, but Bug Out Mike said it better, man.
Hey,
Will, are you
I
gonna
was
take
really
NC State?
invested in that team. Me and my friends,
You going to
we
take
went
NC State, take
a
one for the
lot
team,
of
buddy?
games together. But I must let it go because of how bad NC State's looked without Devin Leary. So I must go with the Tar Heels. I don't think it'll be close.
Yeah, Everett on the chat makes a very great point.
I'm going 31-14 Heels.
Yeah, that's the thing. If Devin Leary was healthy, man, and playing, I might pick the Wolfpack. But
Yeah, I'm going
they're
North Carolina 35-24 on this one.
They're just not the same team.
Man, ever since Devin Leary got hurt, this team, you're right, has not been the same. They were looking so good when Leary was there. A lot of people picked them as a sleeper for a New Year's Six, and ever since then, they kind of went downhill.
Louisville made easy work of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So next up, we have a game between the worst division in Power 5 football. And if the favorite wins this game, they'll actually win this division, which is pretty pathetic for the Big Ten West. It's Iowa and Nebraska.
But, if Iowa loses this game, one of the next teams we're going to talk about may have a shot to win against Indiana. And, Nebraska hasn't beaten Iowa since 2014, which, ironically enough, was not good enough to keep a job for Bo Pelini. But ever since then, they've been winless.
Mm-hmm. So they play for the Heroes Trophy. I do love this. Is something I love about college football is the teams playing for these trophies. I don't know. I just think it's hype when the team holds up the trophy after they win.
The Illabuck is better.
It probably is. So Nebraska is trying to avoid back-to-back 3-9 seasons. They're 3-8 right now. and Iowa is 7-4. And the game's in Kinnick. It's going to be a pretty cold 48 degrees. The Hawkeyes are a 10.5-point favorite. And the over-under is only at 38.5. Kill me
I'm
right
going
now.
under 30.
10 points is way too much. That's too many.
So, what do you guys think of this Big Ten West grudge match, Jack?
Oh, it's Iowa 21, Nebraska 13.
You gave Iowa 21. Okay. Jeffrey, what do you think, bro?
The only reason why we're picking this game is because Iowa is
decide
in
division.
the Big Ten West,
Yeah.
division title race or whatever you want to call that. Because knowing how can anybody pick Nebraska here? Like, even if Nebraska wins this game, I'm not going to be upset that I didn't pick them because Nebraska is one of those teams that you cannot ever pick to win a game. I mean, you just cannot pick them to win a game. They're so unreliable, so untrustworthy. The Wisconsin game, they were winning 14-3 in the second half, and they gave it away. I think Nebraska is going to be leading this game almost the whole time, and then Iowa's going to score a touchdown at the end. They're going to win 21-17 over Nebraska. Nebraska's going to blow it because I've watched like the last 3 Nebraska-Iowa games on Black Friday, and all of those games Nebraska was winning until the end, and they gave it away. You can't pick Nebraska. If they win, I'm not upset that I didn't pick them because you cannot trust them. Go Iowa.
All right, Austin.
Okay, so for this game, Iowa's offense still worries me because, yes, they found it as of late, but we know how quickly they can lose it. Their defense is great, don't get me wrong, but it's the offense that scares me. Can they be consistent with it? Can they bring it to Nebraska? Because Nebraska is 2-8, 3-8, excuse me, and they're thinking, oh, we're just going to roll in here and our defense is going to get these turnovers and force the offense to look pity pathetic. But with all that being said, I'm going to pick Iowa just for the fact I believe their defense will win the day. I got Iowa 13, Nebraska 6.
All right, Mike.
That's half of 38. There you go.
Why are we wasting our time on this?
That's kind of what I was saying. I was just trying to be nice, man.
Oh my god. This is pathetic. Because here's another one. We're screwed either way.
This decides who gets to play Michigan or Ohio State and who gets to get wrecked in that game.
That's going to be Iowa. As angry as it makes me, it's going to be Iowa. Oh, with that
You should
being
be
said,
happy because if Ohio State beats Michigan, it's game over, man. I mean, at least if Purdue makes it to the title game, there's a chance some crazy stuff can happen. But Ohio State's gonna blow out Iowa.
So
You should want Iowa to win.
And then we're going to have Corey from the Iowa channel hyping up his Hawkeyes the whole week, saying that they're going to win.
They're not even gonna score 15 against Ohio State, man.
they didn't score even 15 last time.
I know,
Hummus
against
Hero made a
Minnesota,
good
they won 13-10. And I picked Minnesota. I shouldn't have done it. Because Iowa finds a way to beat everybody except actual good teams.
Me either, man.
Guys, we're jumping ahead.
Iowa's defense is the only thing they have good for them.
True.
Petrus played horribly fake good last week. I have no trust in either offense. I have more trust in Iowa as a team than I do Nebraska. That being said,
It's this much, like it's this little trust versus this little trust.
that being
Iowa wins,
said,
Nebraska don't. That's why you pick Iowa.
Iowa wins 16-13.
I'm going to go Iowa 5, Nebraska 3.
No, I think Iowa's gotten past the 7-3 South Dakota State win. They're getting in double digits consistently, man. Come on.
Oh yeah, Hummus Hero made such a great point. You can't even beat Nebraska to beat Georgia Southern.
No.
Exactly. And how many defensive special teams touchdowns will Iowa have? 1, 2?
I'll go 2. Well, I said they're scoring 5, so 0. I have to say 0.
It would have been a lot easier last year with the amount of snaps that went over Adrian Martinez's head last year. So they've got that taken care of a bit. So
I think it's a long special teams touchdown, like a 80-some yard punt return.
Oh, totally, man. Kind of like with the Patriots Jets last Sunday. Nobody scored in that game until that punt return in the final seconds of the game. Moving on to the one of the best rivalries in all college football, but unfortunately it's at a down period. The Florida State rivalry on ABC. I love it that it's on Black Friday. I really, truly do. But I wish Florida wasn't.
It looks like one team's going in the right direction. One team is stagnating.
Who's your pick on that, Will?
Florida State. I'm going to go with Florida State 35, Florida 14. I think we'll take it to them. I mean, if you lose to Vandy, I just can't pick you.
True.
I'm sorry.
Mike, who's your pick?
Oh, well, Florida State seems to be going like this. Florida is either going like this or they're going like this. So, that being said, I think Florida State gets it done here. And Billy Napier, a.k.a. Sunbelt Billy, as Uncle Lou likes to call him, gets slapped in the face.
Sunbelt Billy doesn't know what he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Give me the Noles 31-16.
Okay. Austin, who are you going with?
Gentlemen, my upset special of the week. I'm going Florida Gators. Chomp, chomp in the swamp, buddy. Because here's why. Because Florida State, we've seen this story in the past, gentlemen. They get all the hype. People are saying Florida State's coming back. They're finally got an offense. They finally have a defense again. And then Florida State always lets you down in the end. And this is their letdown game. And Florida is going to do it.
Nobody's saying.
That sounds like you're talking about Miami.
Yeah, nobody's saying Nobody's saying Florida State's coming back. It's just that over the season, Florida State has proven themselves to be more consistent winning than Florida. I mean, I'm sorry. You beat Utah by 3 points at home. You lose to Kentucky by 10 at home. You barely beat South Florida by 2 or 3? I mean, you're consistently on a freaking roller coaster.
Yeah.
No.
Like Florida State, they've done this in the past, though, have they not?
Yeah.
Where they've had the biggest of highs and then they let you down at the end.
They have, but I don't know. Something feels different about
You got
this
the
one.
Florida upset on the road.
Yes, Florida's going to win it 27-23.
Jeffrey, who do you have?
It's kind of interesting you talk about how this rivalry's not as good as it used to be. But it's been because Florida State has been the one that has been garbage lately, and Florida's been better. The roles are reversed. The tables have turned. Florida stinks. They're horrible, man. Again, they lost to Vanderbilt, and I understand Austin makes a great point. Florida State has been a choke job team in the past, but they do look really good, man. I mean, Syracuse is bad, but they beat them 38-3. They took out Miami. Florida's playing awful. I think they're going to show up to play, and I think they're going to keep it close. But I think Florida State's going to beat them 31-24. Florida's playing really bad right now. Florida State's playing really good. I definitely could see an upset here, but no, I think Florida State's going to get it done.
Well, on Black Friday, Florida State ends a 3-game losing streak to the Florida Gators, 35-24.
I'm the loner on this one.
And let's see, we're going to start off the Saturday slate with the battle for the Paul Bunyan-ats, one of the oldest rivalries in all of college football. The Minnesota Golden Gophers and the Wisconsin Badgers. Jeffrey, who do you have on that battle?
This one's real tough because I picked Minnesota last week, and they lost to Iowa, and they're inconsistent. Wisconsin has been very bad on offense. So, I mean, yeah, that guy.
That looks like Jeffrey if he ever became buff.
No, I don't know about that now. I mean, I got a little more hair, just a little bit.
Yeah, it ain't much more.
Hey, man, I keep my hair pretty close. It's actually longer than normal. I mean, I could have long hair. I just,
I was
don't
gonna
like
say,
it that much.
dude, I
But-
just watched a video of yours. Your hair was like all the way down to here. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
crap, dude.
Well, I mean, that's just that's just the way it goes, man. I don't know. But my point is this game, my mind's already shot. But Minnesota, I don't trust them because I picked them last week and they lost to Iowa. They should have won. But Wisconsin's offense is terrible. They've been very untrustworthy too. I'm going to go with Minnesota again to beat Wisconsin 21-17. They just their offense is a little bit better than Wisconsin's, even though they blew it last week. If they can just not blow it this week, they will win. That's my pick. Minnesota 21-17.
Mike, who do you have?
Well, Wisconsin's not playing very good. Minnesota's not playing very good. Been a Minnesota fan for a while. Love PJ Fleck. Give me Minnesota all day long. It's going to be 24-21 Gophers. Schema.
Did you see his face at the end of the Iowa game, man? He's like, he wanted to die. He's so mad.
Austin, who do you have on that one?
Roll the boat. I'm going with Minnesota Gophers in a low scoring game, 14-7 Gophers.
Will, who's your pick?
It get cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota.
I thought my pick was actually going to be an outlier. Everybody's going Minnesota. This is where Jackson's going to go not so fast, right?
I'm going Gophers 24-21. They'll win on a walk-off field goal.
That's exactly what I thought.
I'm going to go second straight win for the Golden Gophers, 28-24.
This is a bad omen, gentlemen. It's going to be like
Somebody
game
needs
day.
to change their pick.
No, not so fast from Jackson. I really thought he was going to go Badgers, man. I just felt it.
Gentlemen, we all
he's
know
just
what's going to
sitting-
happen now.
Wisconsin's
Wisconsin's going to
gonna
end up
win.
winning.
Somebody needs to change their pick.
Oh, man. I hope that's not the case.
They're going to jump up, and sit down in Camp Randall.
Mm-hmm. Back it up, back and forth, jump around, jump around.
And sit down. You're going to lose the axe again.
And let's see. The next game is Indiana-Purdue, which is on the Big Ten Network, I believe. Which next year it'll be on Paramount Plus. Buckeye Mike, who do you have on that game?
Peacock.
Well, Jeffrey, don't kill me for this, but I'm sorry, brother. I got to take Purdue. I'm so sorry. It's going to be Purdue 27-24.
Jeffrey, who do you have?
That's why Indiana's not the only team I like, because if it was, I would not be watching football anymore. But I like a lot of teams, man. They are my feel-bad team, but I'm sorry, Indiana. You beat Michigan State. You won the old brass spittoon. Kudos to Tom Allen running all over the field like he's 5 years old again. Like 2020 all over again. But I'm going Purdue as well to beat Indiana 28-21. I don't think they're going to get it done. I think Purdue is going to win. I really want to pick Indiana. I really want to see that they can get it done. But I just don't see it, man. I got Purdue 28-21.
Will, who do you have on that game?
I'm going Purdue 28-14.
Ooh. Austin, who do you have?
Jeffrey, you know I consider you a good friend, buddy. But we all know Purdue's role in this game. that they have too much left to play for, and Indiana, well, let's call it what it is. They're not very good. I got Purdue 38, Indiana 17. I think Purdue rolls.
I pick with my head, man. I pick with my head. I don't go for IU just because I want them to win. I'm not picking them over Purdue. The only thing that actually has me feel like they have any chance is because Dexter Williams, what he provided in the Michigan State game with his running ability, there's a chance, but I think Purdue's going to win. Purdue hasn't been really good this year. They're overrated, by the way. Purdue's not a good team. They're just better than Indiana. That's all you can say.
Mark, we appreciate your support, my friend. Thank you for making us proud.
Thank you for creating the family that you have.
Yeah,
he's awesome, man.
Brought together so many friends.
Thank you so much.
You're the best, Mark. You're the GOAT. I hope you know that.
Mark should have 150 million subs, man. There's no doubt about it.
How does he not have hundreds of thousands of subscribers? We're going to get him to hundreds of thousands, man. Mm-hmm. And we're going to see a Purdue 35-24 victory against Indiana. Sorry, Jeffrey. Nothing personal, buddy.
Well, look at it this way, Jeffrey. If they actually do pull it off, you have so much more to be proud about.
Mm-hmm. And then you got automatically the easier opponent to play in the title game. Again, assuming Ohio State beats Michigan, man, that's going to be a bloodbath.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody's picking an upset special on Indiana.
Nah,
Sorry, Jeffrey. Tough luck.
I almost did, but I didn't. It's like, nah, it's not going to happen.
Thinking with your head.
Oh, and let's see. We're going to go. We are working on it. You're too kind. Well, we want to see the best college football man get you deserve nothing but the best.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
Then we got a great rivalry between. Well, no, it's not Vince Dooley versus Bobby Dodd. I know that. Oh, they're gone. It's going to be some clean old-fashioned hate between the Georgia Bulldogs and the Georgia Tech Ramblin' Wreck Yellow Jackets. I'm going to go Georgia 42-10.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
You said me?
You?
Okay. Well, my good friend C-Dog is a huge Georgia Tech fan. And he really wants to knock off Georgia.
Not happening.
There is absolutely no chance of this happening. I'm going 56-3 Bulldogs.
You give Georgia Tech 3 points? Oh my God. Gentlemen, this is another Georgia Vandy performance. No, Georgia Tech cannot pull off the upset of the century.
I'll go find that over-under for you, Mr. Roger.
Oh, Mark is asking, what's the over-under on what
49. 49.
Georgia again, 23rd. If they hire Deion Sanders be their new head coach, might be sooner than 2030, but I doubt it. It's going to be like how the Alabama-Tennessee rivalry was, where it was a 15-game winning streak for 15 straight years. You're going to see something like that with Georgia Tech. Unless
but when you do, it's going to be close like that.
Unless Georgia Tech realizes they can exploit that Atlanta spot for recruiting, then it won't be that.
Well,
it's going to be kind of like Bama-Auburn, where you don't even see Bama winning 4 straight years against Auburn.
I mean, the only way Georgia Tech is going to fix this and come back is when they change their offense. How many times you got to run the same thing every year before you realize this doesn't work? That's part of the problem.
For 2016, Georgia Tech, 28, Georgia 27, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's when Uncle Lou smashed his TV.
Uncle Lou, man, he destroyed that TV back in the day.
Yeah.
Basically, Kirby was like, I'm not letting this happen again. Not on my watch.
Which is why I'm going to go Georgia 56, Georgia Tech. Goose egg.
All right.
56-0.
It's just crazy how far that Georgia program has come since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, who do you have?
Yeah, I mean, this game, they call it clean old-fashioned hate, but it's more like clean old-fashioned Georgia hating on Georgia Tech. You might as well change the name of the rivalry right now until Georgia Tech gets anywhere close to beating them again, because it's not going to be pretty. I'll be nicer to them and have Georgia beating Georgia Tech 35-14. Just so Georgia Tech might cruise along in this one, kind of like they did against Kentucky. Maybe it's a little bit more lower scoring, but Georgia's going to win easily. And yeah, Georgia Tech's not going to have a chance. This is not even a rivalry game right now. It's kind of sad.
Mark makes a good point.
Will, who do you have? Oh, he most.
Yeah, I said 56-3.
Austin, who do you have?
I'm going Georgia. I'm going Georgia 38, Georgia Tech 7. I'll be nice and maybe they'll give them a garbage touchdown at the end just to make them feel good. 38-7, Georgia rolls.
That's the only way they're going to score. Get a garbage touchdown.
Then we got Austin's favorite rivalry. He's going to love this next one. The Kentucky-Louisville rivalry. 2 p.m. on the SEC Network in Lexington, Kentucky. Austin, who is your pick?
Okay, so I've seen this story before. Kentucky's done it to us in the past. We come in, we're feeling good. We're ranked 25th in the college football playoff rankings. Finally, the committee put a little respect on our name. But it's in Lexington, and I just hope the players ain't getting all that hype put in their ear that, hey, we're finally back in the top 25. We're finally making ourselves something again into a really, really program that could challenge for New Year's Sixes and stuff again. With all that being said, Kentucky, they're coming in. Their offensive line is awful. Their defense is somewhat there. With all that being said, I don't like saying this, but I have a bad feeling we're going to get too cocky too soon, and I got Kentucky 28-24.
Man,
I don't like
with
saying
your
it.
With his head, man. He's
Win
picking
with
his
the head. How about that?
Mike, who do you have?
I'm sorry, I love you, Louisville, but something always happens. It always does. Oh, that's disgusting coming out of my mouth.
My gosh, I could never do that with my team. Like that's a rival.
That's why I technically don't have a team. I just watch football. And man, I pick with my head. I'll never pick with my heart. If I did, I would never win a game, man.
You just
but Kentucky's my pick.
Oh my gosh, that is depressing to hear.
I'm sorry, Austin. I'm so sorry. Louisville doesn't have Lamar Jackson anymore. It's over. The real picking this for you. Give me Kentucky 28, Louisville 27.
Jeffrey, who do you have?
I don't want to pick yet. Go ahead, Will.
31-24 Cats.
You're going Kentucky?
Yeah.
Who you got, Jackson?
Well, to you three, I say not so fast, my friend. I'm going Louisville. I'm going to go Louisville, and it's going to be a 28-20 victory on the road.
I could have pulled the not so fast, man, because I've been sitting here waiting. I just wanted to hear if someone was going to pick Louisville. Jackson did, but I'm going Louisville 28, Kentucky 21, because Kentucky lost to Vanderbilt too. and I'm not picking a team that lost to Vanderbilt.
Exactly.
So
I'm going road
Card.
dog, Mark. I'm
Go
going road
Louisville.
dog. Road dog.
Trust
road
me,
dog.
I want to beat Kentucky. Trust me, it will give me more than a great pleasure to brag to all those Kentucky fans that we beat them. But I just think we're buying our own hype, and it always ends up bad.
It's
Well,
like
I
Wake
was
I'm
Forest
picking
leaning
my
was like
Louisville until you
Louisville.
picked against your team. I
Louisville.
can't pick a team that whose own fan picked against them.
Austin, if
Hey,
you
Jeffrey always quotes, you got to pick with your head, not your heart, man. My heart's saying Louisville's going to kill them. It's going to be all but Louisville, but my head's saying, think smart. It's in Lexington, and Kentucky's kicked us the last few times, so I picked Kentucky begrudgingly.
Keep in mind that Vanderbilt beat Kentucky in Lexington.
Just think, Austin, you could then brag that Louisville's better than Vandy by the transitive property.
oh my God,
Yeah,
no,
Mark's got a great point. Oh,
good
and
point. But
he says Louisville is only a 3.5 point dog. Good
I
point.
wanted to pick Kentucky, I really did, but they just look like garbage lately. I mean, they have been horrible. So
I'm
Road
give me
telling you, all the
Louisville like
hype
Wake
around
Forest,
us
though.
now.
Give me Louisville.
that's the thing.
All the hype around us, and it's going to come back to bite us in the butt. I can feel it.
That's the thing. Do you go with a garbage team that's been garbage for a while, or do you go with a team that's really garbage, pretending to be good?
Oh yeah, totally. The Nets game.
They beat Wake. I mean, that's something. They beat Wake.
Yeah, I'm proud of all this wins.
Totally, man. And I'm proud
Should
to
be.
say that they're in the top 25 again.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm proud of all the success we've had. I'm proud of our team, but like you
Was
said, Jeffrey,
Louisville
you
and-
can't pick with your heart. It just leads
What-
you down a bad road.
Was Louisville and Mark's top 25 that actually makes sense? Was Louisville ranked?
I don't think so.
And then we have
Okay.
the last of the SEC ACC rivalries on Rivalry Week. We had the South Carolina Gamecocks going up against the Clemson Tigers. Austin, who is your pick?
Okay, so this is really interesting because South Carolina, they're one of those teams who made a statement last weekend. They whipped Tennessee out of the building. Tennessee was no match for South Carolina. That defense was awful for Tennessee. The one thing that I think Clemson has that Tennessee didn't was a defense. And yes, Clemson's offense does scare me a little bit because they have been inconsistent. DJ, he throws one or two picks and he kind of gets skittish and he doesn't want to do his normal things. With all that being said, I think Clemson realizes their destiny is still in front of them. They still have a chance to make the playoffs. And I think they dominate South Carolina. I think South Carolina has a hangover. I got Clemson 34, South Carolina 10.
Oh, Mark brings up a great point. Clemson is a 14.5 favorite, and the over-under is 52. Honestly, I say this is going to be a bad beat featured on the Bad Beat series on SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt Monday night. Give me Clemson by a 15-point victory, 35-20. Will, who do you have?
I think it'll be a beatdown. I'm going 38-10 Taters.
Going Clemson. Mike, who do you have?
Not so fast, my friend.
You're gonna pick the Cox?
Give me the Cox.
Oh my
Will,
god!
this is a PG-13 show. Will, watch your mouth.
Yeah, if South Carolina,
they call
It's gonna
their
be close.
their student section the cockpit, man. I mean, what the heck, man?
yeah.
Give me the Cox. 28-24. It's gonna be close.
And this
Because
right
here's the thing.
here, was
Here's the
gonna
thing.
be.
South Carolina's riding on the high of beating Tennessee and putting up so many points. Clemson is teetering still from Notre Dame. And yes, that's a good point, Zythus. Which Rattler shows up? The crappy one that we've had the last couple of years, or the one that just came out of the blue last
It's going to
week?
be the
Well,
crappy
they are
one
playing
going
against
up against
Tennessee. They
Florida.
made whatever the Florida's quarterback, Anthony Richardson, actually look like a good quarterback too. And they both suck.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey, who's your pick?
This was actually gonna be my upset prediction of the week. And Buckeye Mike said it first. And the only reason why I'm picking South Carolina is two reasons. Number one, I've got a very close person that I know that loves Clemson. And I picked South Carolina to beat Clemson at the beginning of the year, just on one of my preseason predictions or whatever. South Carolina beat Tennessee. The hangover. I don't trust South Carolina at all. But since I picked South Carolina in the preseason, and that person told me that South Carolina was not going to beat Clemson, I'm not going to change the pick. I'll go South Carolina 38, Clemson 31. I want to pick Clemson. I should pick Clemson, but I'm only picking South Carolina for those two reasons. Go Gamecocks and your stupid cockpit 38-31.
Boys, remember this. If South Carolina beats Clemson on Saturday, they will end a 6-game losing streak against. No, wait, see. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A 7-game losing streak against Clemson.
Yep.
And let's see who. Then we got the Apple Cup on ESPN on Pac-12 After Dark between the Washington Huskies and the Washington State Wazoo Cougars. Washington needs a little afternoon magic, which we'll get to in a little bit. Who do you have on that one, Mike?
Oh, man. I'm going with the Huskies on this one. Give me Washington 29 to 24.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but Washington leads the nation in passing yards per game. They are number one in the passing game. Austin,
Your guy Michael Penix, Jeffrey, Indiana homegrown.
Oh yeah,
Byproduct of Tampa, Florida. That's it, Austin. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what else did you want me to say?
So are you picking Washington or? Who you picking, man?
Yeah, I'm picking Washington. I'm picking Washington 41 to 10. I think they roll.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
This makes me a little worried.
I don't know if I'm next or not, but
you are.
This is going to be a really close game because it's at the Cougars' place. Washington struggles on the road, but Michael Penix Jr. is going to get it done. He's going to sling the ball to one McMillan, a Dunze, one of those guys. They're going to catch a deep ball at the end of the game. Washington 38, Washington State 35 in one of the best games of the day. I cannot wait for that game, man.
Will, who do you have on the?
Not so fast, gentlemen. The Cougs. The Cougs are gonna get it.
The Cougars are gonna play spoiler.
Cam Ward will outplay Michael Penix. And that running game for the Cougs will also get going. It's going to be 32. It's going to be cold. It's going to be up. I think Martin Stadium's up there in elevation. I'm going for the upset. I think the Cougs will retain the Apple Cup.
Not so fast, my friend William. I'm going to go Washington 42-20.
42-20. No respect for the Cougs.
How did Penix play in his rivalry games with Purdue? He didn't play against Purdue. He was out every single year with an injury. So if you know that, then I think you either know that and you're being facetious, or you don't know that and you're actually legit asking a question, because no, he did not play against Purdue once.
That sounds like a troll. That sounds like a troll comment.
And then we had the Sunflower Showdown. I believe it's on Fox Sports 1. Or no, wait, it's on Fox at 7 p.m. between the Kansas Jayhawks and the Kansas State Wildcats. Kansas State wins. Well, they get to go to the Big 12 title game. But, they just need – but if Texas loses, they don't have to worry. But, if Kansas wins, they end a long losing streak against Kansas State, which has been a 13-game losing streak.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
I thought he was muted for a second.
So
I thought he froze.
That dates back to the Mark Mangino era of 2008, I think.
I miss that guy, man.
He was a character.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I made a mistake. No, 13-game losing streak. Mike, who do you have?
Give me the Wildcats in this one. It's going to be a runaway. Give me 49-24 Kansas State. Deuce Vaughn is going to go nuts. Feed him all day long.
Oh, yeah. Austin, who do you have?
Okay, so this one, I tell you, Kansas, they have had quite a story this year. A team that, was a 2-3 win program, and now they're bowl eligibility, first time in a long time. Lance Leopold. I mean, is there anything not to like about that guy? How he's turned that program around. I know it's only 1 year, but he's done a really good job. But I'm still picking Kansas State. They want another shot at TCU. I'm going Kansas State. State 45, Kansas 20.
Jeffrey, who do you have?
Well, my thing is about this game is that I watched Kansas get destroyed against Texas. And
That was so disappointing.
I'm
Kansas,
so mad about
you
that.
want to talk about Louisville, or Florida State or any of these teams that are, kind of looking good and they aren't good. Well, Kansas is the exact definition of that. They have gone from the story of college football to they're not good. They're just not good. I respect Lance Leopold a lot because, obviously Kansas has been terrible. So for that standard, they're really good. They're fantastic, but they're not good right now. He's got a long way to go, like Jed Fish, obviously at Arizona. I think Kansas further along than that. So basically, again, they're a really solid program compared to what they were, but they're not at that level yet. Give me Kansas State to win by 2 scores, 35-21. I would like Kansas to win because I really think they are a great story, but they have really fallen off from where they were at the beginning of the season. So Kansas State's going to win by 2 touchdowns.
But can we all agree real fast that Lance Leopold has done a great job of turning the program around?
That's what
for being
I agree,
a 100%.
Oh yeah, that's why they gave him that contract extension today. The
fact that we're talking about Kansas shows how much. The fact that we're talking about the Kansas Jayhawks in November tells you how much he's turned it around.
Oh yeah, and I think we're gonna be able to talk about him and the Kansas Jayhawks for many more Novembers to come.
I would like to fix Austin's statement. The fact that we're talking about them and they're bowl eligible, because we were obviously going to talk about them anyway, because this is rivalry week. But the fact that we're talking about them and they're bowl eligible says a lot.
Yeah.
And again, Austin, I'm like I said, Lance Leopold's done a fantastic job at Kansas. I'm not taking anything away from what he's done. I'm just saying that there were some people, and even I kind of got swept into it, that thought Kansas was further along than they are. They're really solid. They're a lot better than they used to be, but they're just not. They showed it last week. They're just not there. They're a lot better, but they're not there. I hope they do get there, though.
Can I pick?
Will, who do you have? Yep.
I'm going to go. Yeah, I was like, am I being forgotten about? I'm going 34-20 Kansas State.
Oh, then we got the Tennessee Vanderbilt rivalry on the SEC network. Hendon Hooker is unfortunately out for the season due to the ACL injury he suffered last Saturday. But Tennessee does still have a shot to play for a New Year's Six Bowl. But the Vanderbilt Commodores can spoil all that by getting their sixth win of the year by beating the Vols. I would just like to say what a fantastic job that Clark Lee has done with the Vanderbilt Commodores. What do you think, guys?
This is my upset of the week. Vandy.
Will's with the anchor, huh?
We all remember how bad Joe Milton looked for Michigan in the COVID year. He's going to throw 3 interceptions. I think that Vandy's offense has improved a lot. I think that they'll put enough points on the board. I think there'll be 2 pick sixes by Joe Milton. And I think that the Vandy Commodores are going to knock off the Tennessee Vols 31-17.
Yeah.
No, that's too low. 31-28.
You're going the upset special.
Yeah. Because remember the last time that Tennessee beat 2 out of their 3 big rivals. They beat Georgia and Florida in 2016.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. And, they were playing for a bid at the Sugar Bowl, and Vandy scored.
And then they lost to Vandy. No New Year's Six Bowl for them that year. Vandy knocked them out. I think they'll knock them out again. Here we go. Vandy by 24. Chester.
Quite a lot of confidence. I like that. Mike, who do you have?
Oh. Vandy doesn't even have to get off the bus. This game's over. Vanderbilt wins. Vanderbilt wins in a major upset, gentlemen. Oh, Joe Milton, you, my dear friend, are a piece of garbage. You will prove it yet again.
We have on that one.
Will and Mike, not so fast.
I wanted to do it.
Gentlemen, did we forget Tennessee has arguably one of the best wide receivers in the country on their side?
If you just keep throwing it over their heads, it's
Exactly.
not going to matter.
Exactly. That's why I want Vanderbilt 42-14.
I think Joe Milton can get it done with that offense. I think Tennessee's
Michigan's offense. Michigan's offense was better. How can you get it done with Tennessee if you can't get it done with Michigan?
Ooh.
I think Tennessee's offense is better, my friend. And that's why I'm going Tennessee. Tennessee 42, Vanderbilt 17.
You stole a little bit of my
Austin-
thunder, Austin, but not so fast the rest of you. Tennessee 35, Vanderbilt 28. Vanderbilt is still garbage. They're good, but they're garbage. They're the best garbage team out there. They are legit good garbage. They are actually good, but they still stink. So go Tennessee by 7 because they are not the same team without Hooker. Milton, he's bad garbage, but the rest of the team is going to make up for it. Go Tennessee. Give me Tennessee by 7.
And with Will and with Jeffrey and Austin, I say to Will and Buckeye Mike, not so fast, my friends. I'm going balls 31-20.
It doesn't matter how good your wide receivers are if you can't even hit them in stride.
How do you think Vanderbilt's going to score 42 points?
How did South Carolina score 63 points on Tennessee's defense?
Vanderbilt's not good.
Vanderbilt has a better offense than South Carolina. I'm telling you, they do have a better offense.
Thank you.
No.
Yes, they do.
Vanderbilt's got a better offense than South Carolina.
Yes.
Did South Carolina beat Vanderbilt?
Yeah.
So?
But here we go on the next 2 games. I think they're a little bit easier.
You know what? But Florida beat South Carolina. Vandy beat Florida.
Yeah, I don't get in that transitive stuff, man. I go head to head all the way, man.
Transitive property is crap. Don't even pay attention to that junk.
Oh.
Tennessee.
Here we go. So here we go. We have the LSU Tigers going up against the Texas A&M Aggies on ESPN at 6 p.m. The last 2 trips LSU has made to College Station, they have been losses in College Station. Will A&M spoil any playoff shot for LSU? Mike, who are you going with that? With those 2.
This is the upset of the week, gentlemen. A&M all the way.
Whoa. So you're telling me that A&M over LSU is a bigger upset than Vandy over Tennessee?
Yes,
no.
that's how bad.
Vanderbilt. Texas A&M.
Because it's more likely.
Well, Vanderbilt has a better record than A&M. Let that sink in, folks.
No. No, man. We're talking about Jimbo Fisher here, man.
I know.
Okay.
He's bad,
but
the last 2
you gotta
times.
think about something. I shouldn't have worded it like that. Jimbo Fisher has the #1 recruiting class. Okay,
He's
horrible,
garbage with it. Yeah,
and they've got a 100,000 foot people whatever stadium, 100,000 of them people packed in there. Vanderbilt, their stadium is one of the 5 worst in college football. Vanderbilt would be a bigger upset than A&M. A&M's at least still recognized as a decent team. The spread is lower for A&M LSU than it is for Vandy Tennessee. That's not a bigger upset.
Jeffrey, they are the only SEC team that's not eligible for bowl eligibility at the moment.
You're telling me Vandy's better, but A&M lost by 4 to Alabama, but Vandy lost by $1 billion to Alabama. A&M's better than Vanderbilt.
So Alabama's now automatically the standard?
No, I'm just saying that Vanderbilt is not better than A&M. A&M is better than Vanderbilt. I'm just saying.
I gotta admit, this would be an interesting idea, Chester. It would be an interesting idea. But we are currently sober.
Dude, I don't even know what he's talking about.
Sober,
I'm good.
number 1.
He's talking about Mary Jane.
Yeah, whatever.
So you got A&M winning this one, Mike. Austin, who do you have?
It's going to be like 28-20.
This is the classic Brian Kelly look ahead to Georgia kind of thing going. And in the fact that it's a College Station, I mean, and Jimbo is kind of getting on that hot seat in some people's eyes. We'll cover your ears for this, but I'm still going LSU. Brian Kelly wants to shut all the Notre Dame people out. The people that always said, "Oh, you can't win anywhere else, Brian Kelly. You go to an SEC team, you're screwed." And he's going to shut them out. He's going to beat A&M, and then he's going to think he's going to march to Georgia and Atlanta and try to win the SEC. But that's another story for another day. LSU wins
Which is
40-16.
I gotta ask you, Austin. Though, do you think Texas
Marshall
A&M
beat
is a
App
better
State.
football team or Vanderbilt?
28-21. Marshall beat App State. So
Marshall.
I will say this.
App
I
State.
believe A&M is the better football team.
Thank you. They are better. Talent. They just suck, but they're
If
better
you
than
throw the
Vanderbilt.
records out the door, let me phrase it this way. If we throw the records out the door and we line them both up, which side are y'all taking?
Well,
I think
A&M
everybody would take
quit.
A&M.
A&M has quit.
A&M's better
Chester-
than Vanderbilt.
A&M quit. They would lose to
Chester, you
Vanderbilt.
asked,
If they played right
we could
now,
hit the
with
bong.
how the season's
That's
gone,
not what I'm
Vanderbilt would
saying,
win.
guys. A&M has had top 10 recruiting classes the last 4 years. Just because A&M's quit and Jimbo sucks doesn't mean that I'm saying A&M is a better football team than Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's best class is ranked 30th. They're not better. A&M is a better football team. Like I'm saying, Florida is a better football team than TCU.
Here's the thing.
Even though TCU is undefeated, Florida has more talent. Talent-wise, A&M is
Florida
a way
has
better
also
football team than
quit.
Vanderbilt.
What the crap has Texas A&M done with the talent they have? Absolutely
matter.
nothing.
That's not
Absolutely
what I'm talking about.
nothing.
It's just that they're a better football team with the talent. That's it. And I got LSU
Not
beating
making
that
the
talent
point that
28-24.
LS who?
he's not making the point, Mike, that A&M's gone on to win SEC national titles with it. He's just saying if we're just comparing Vandy and A&M, he's making the point A&M's talent is far better than Vandy's.
Not
Vandy's
comparable.
is.
It's not comparable.
Oh.
Thank you, Austin. Thank you.
Right, but
Chester Spradlin asked, "Have you guys been hitting the bomb? You can't
We
stop."
already looked over this
Honestly,
question.
I have a question for Chester. You may want to ask those 3 freshmen at Texas A&M about that.
5-star talent gets in trouble, man. Look at Eli Ricks going over from LSU to Alabama. He had a problem over the summer. I mean, that's what they do, man. They're more concerned about other things than football because they think they're already good. That's the problem. You got to train, man.
Yeah, and not from the bong.
Since we're talking about LSU, I have a question. Is this just a lucky year for Brian Kelly because of the talent on the team, or is LSU trending in the right direction?
I think it's a little bit of both.
I think the culture will eventually go to crap at LSU.
Thank you, Will. Therefore,
Ooh.
Notre Dame fans at some point in the near future can eventually slap Brian Kelly in the face and give him a screw you properly.
Will,
they'll
you got
eventually fall
LSU or
apart
Texas
within the
A&M?
next 3 years.
Will, you got LSU or Texas A&M?
No, this is lose-lose for me.
Okay.
I love seeing Jimbo Fisher fail at LSU because
Texas
he bought a team that has talent and absolutely no culture. I also hate Brian Kelly, and I hope every job that he goes to here at LSU and after, I hope that he fails miserably. I can't stand the man. He's fake. He's a politician, not a football coach.
He sounds
Isn't that almost
like
every
Western-
SEC coach, though, man? That's why he went to the SEC.
Well, I said
Jimbo. You know who Jimbo Fisher sounds like, gentlemen? He sounds like one of those medicine men that I've seen on those Western TV shows in the 50s and 60s on MeTV.
Oh my gosh, man! I mean, does anybody even know what MeTV is besides us two? Jackson. Okay, thank you, Bob. I love MeTV. Great channel. Great
Watch
channel.
me on
He sounds like
MeTV.
somebody I heard. He sounds like somebody I heard on Wagon Train. Like seriously, that's what he sounds like. He sounds like the cook on that show.
so. I have to go with LSU, unfortunately.
Oh, reluctantly, I'm going LSU as well.
Yeah.
Because at least we know they're not going to get high before the game.
Yeah, they want to win. They want to win. A&M doesn't want to win. They're just still a better team than Vanderbilt.
nobody's
because
picking an
yes, they
upset
call it
special?
talent.
Well, Buckeye Mike did. So
Buckeye might pick the A&M.
Oh, and one more thing. LSU will always have talent.
Well, so does A&M.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not
Yeah,
about.
Almost
A&M's
every
wasting
SEC
it.
West team, man.
It's
I mean,
not about the talent you have. It's about what you freaking do with the talent you have.
AKA Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, for the most part, until this year. They'll say, "Oh, he's collapsing. He still knows how to coach with his talent, man." What it is, man.
Yeah. Well, then on Fox, we got a 3 p.m. game between. It's a really hard game. Oh, who am I kidding? It's not. TCU, Iowa State. Mike, who do you have?
The fighting Matt Campbells and the Cyclones.
Dude, you pick soup over horns. Come on, man.
Oh, you like the guy that looks like Adam Sandler?
31.
You like that coach that looks like Adam Sandler, don't you, man?
Dude, Adam Sandler is the GOAT of
He
actors.
looks like Adam Sandler's son. I'd agree. Kind of.
Buckeye Mike trying to hedge his bet.
35, 31.
What's their age
Cyclones.
difference?
Sandler's pretty old now. I mean, he's older than my parents, right?
Yeah, he's 56. Austin,
Yeah.
who do you have on Iowa State TCU?
This could be the classic, Iowa State.
There could have been
sneak
some teenage pregnancy there. I mean, Sandler's 14 years older than Campbell, so it could have happened.
This could be
that's
the classic
scary.
Iowa State sneak up on TCU, but I don't see it happening. TCU knows their destiny. Win this game, then go win the Big 12, and you're in. TCU rolls 38 to 3.
Oh,
Jeffrey, who do you have?
TCU's not gonna roll because they almost lost to the bare necessities. Okay, you can't do that. You gotta beat down the bare necessities like K State did. K State did it right.
Iowa
TCU did it.
State's defense is not that good.
TCU did it wrong. So TCU is gonna struggle in this game hard because they just want to get to that finish line and they're gonna be huffing and puffing. They don't have that 5-star talent like Georgia does to get over the top versus Georgia Tech. TCU's going to struggle in this game. They're going to squeak by Iowa State 24-17. They're going to get it done. They're going to be undefeated right now, but they're going to struggle hard in this game. 24-17, Horned Frogs.
Will, who do you have on TCU Iowa State?
I'm gonna go TCU in overtime. I'm going 41 to 35.
All right. Well, according to the odds, TCU is a 10-point favorite, but I say it's going to be a 45-21 victory at home for the TCU Horned Frogs.
I like Matt Campbell, man, but his team's not good.
No, it's not that.
They're
It's
the
not
worst
that.
Big 12 team.
It's not
Over
that.
this year.
TCU is gonna struggle though. They're gonna win, but
That's
they're gonna
my
struggle.
point. Like,
I agree with you, but they're not gonna lose. I don't think they're gonna lose. They're just gonna struggle and win. It's gonna be a barely win.
Well,
Almost knock them out from the 4 spot win. How bad it's gonna look.
okay, we got 4 more games. We got here we go. We got one of the best rivalries in all of college football. When you think of Kick 6, the 1948 55-0 punt, Bama punt, the goal line dive by Bo Jackson, the Kick 6, the 4 overtime victory by Bryce Young, the upset victory over Bama at the first Iron Bowl in Jordan Hare, 1989. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Iron Bowl between Alabama and Auburn in Tuscaloosa in what could be Bryce Young's and Will Anderson's final game. Mike, who is your pick?
well, as much as I like Cadillac Williams, I have to give this one to Alabama. It's going to be a close one. Going to be a classic like last year. And it's going to be 26-24, Alabama.
Will, who do you have?
Not so fast. That Catholic's going to keep on rolling and rolling and rolling. I think Bama kind of stopped caring about the season once they lost to LSU. They didn't look good against Ole Miss, and they looked underwhelming against Austin Peay.
True.
I'm going Auburn 31, Bama 28.
Oh, you're going with the upset.
Yeah.
Austin, who do you have?
Roll Tide, baby. Tide rolled. I don't think Auburn. I think it'll be close, but Roll Tide. 31-23. Alabama.
Bama victory. Jeffrey, who do you have? There you go.
Alabama. My dad is happy right now. Alabama 31, Auburn 21. Auburn, Cadillac Williams, you're not going to get it done in Tuscaloosa. Alabama's going to win. Alabama cares a little bit more than Texas A&M. Just a little bit.
There you go.
Well, you know why they're not going to get it
Before I
done.
make my pick, there's one thing to say to Will.
Oh my gosh, my ears are bleeding.
It's beautiful, man. It is a good song. I'm not going to lie, man. It's not going to lie. I like most college themes, though, man. Let's be real. Most of them are good. Most of them.
Well, in conclusion, it's going to be an Alabama 45-21 victory. And to Will, I say, not so fast, my friend.
We got two upset specials on this one, Mike and Will.
Yeah.
Cadillac's going to have a hard
Mike
time getting
picked
out of
Bama.
the driveway,
Bama.
man. It's going to be really hard to get out of the driveway.
And then we have the Civil War, or as I like to call it, the Gravity Falls Bowl, between the Oregon Ducks and the Oregon State Beavers. Mike, who are you picking in the Gravity Falls Bowl?
Little Pac-12 action. Tony would be proud.
If Oregon wins against Oregon State, remember, they clinch a spot in the Pac-12 title. But Oregon State has a shot to spoil it all in Corvallis at 2:30 on ESPN.
Quack, 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 quack. All the way home. Give me the Ducks. 35-21. Oregon State's overrated.
Mm-hmm.
Austin, who do you have?
Okay, so this game here, this was a hard one for me to pick because Oregon could be looking ahead to the Pac-12 championship game because they know they control their own destiny with their victory over Utah last week, and they could be thinking, okay, we just got to we want to beat USC. We want to show USC who runs the Pac-12. But I don't think they're going to overlook little brother that much. I think Bo Nix has himself a day, puts himself as a Heisman finalist. I got Oregon 31, Oregon State 16. Go Ducks.
Jeffrey, who do you have in this wonderful, underrated rivalry?
Not so fast, my friends. Oregon State 31, Oregon 28. The Beavers are almost unstoppable in Corvallis. They're going to get it done. Ducks are going down. Oregon State 31, Oregon 28. Let's go Beavers, man. I think they're going to get it done.
Will?
Jackson, are you going to join him?
I'm going to wait for Will to make
my
it.
spot. You stole my spotlight, man. I'm going with the Beavs. I'm
Going
going.
on.
I think Bo Nix will revert back to Georgia Bo.
Ooh.
I think the defense is too good for the Beavs. I'm going Beavs 24, Ducks 21.
All tied at 2, Jackson. Who are you going with?
I gotta say, not so fast, my friends. Will and Jeffrey. I gotta go Oregon Donald Ducks.
Come on, man.
Nothing personal. This is business.
Dude, 2020, Oregon State beat Oregon, man.
It's gonna be a 38-31 victory.
All right. No, you're good, man. I don't care who you pick, man. It's all a guess for me, man. I go with here in my gut. I'm feeling Beavers, man. I'm just feeling Beavers over Ducks.
Oh man. And let's see. When we think of the Bush Push, when we think of Pete Carroll, Ara Parseghi, Lou Holtz, and let's see.
John McKay.
We think of the Notre Dame USC rivalry. That's ABC Saturday night.
Oh, it's Saturday night.
Will, who are you going with, man?
That's the you had to
That's
ask
the
you
dumbest
asked
question.
you actually asked. I'm going Irish 28.
Notre Dame
Trojans.
scores it all.
17.
Mike, who do you have?
Will, I swear to God, if you guys blow it, I will never, ever, ever pick Notre Dame again. Go Irish to show how fake and crappy Lincoln Riley really is. 28-25.
Jeffrey, who do you have?
Not so fast, my friends. I'm sorry. I want to pick the Fighting Irish. I really do. But I picked USC when almost no one else did last week. I think Austin did, or he's over here. Austin did. USC got it done. They're going to do it again. USC 35, Notre Dame 31.
Okay,
USC
Jeffrey, I
gonna
have to
get it
ask
done.
you this. Will USC stop Notre Dame's run game?
That'd be a key right there.
USC 35, Notre Dame
Okay,
31.
all right.
There you go, man.
That's exactly my final score, Jeffrey. USC 35, Notre Dame 31.
That's twice. You guys did that last week.
I want to see Notre Dame, but at the same time, USC's not too happy about being below LSU. After seeing the playoff rankings, oh, you better believe I'm fighting on with the Trojans. Austin, you are the last one.
Okay, so I have a question for Will.
Yeah,
Will,
what's up?
do you think your defense can keep up with that USC offense? Who
This
can
is the best
score in a
defense the
hurry?
Trojans have seen all season long. They struggled against Utah. We're more physical, more talented than Utah's defense.
Now he's throwing talent out when I said A&M was more talented than
Well,
Vanderbilt.
we haven't quit like A&M has. We're actually winning games.
I will say this. Notre Dame, if they can run the ball and do what they do best, they have a shot. But here's the thing you do not want to do. USC can score in a hurry, and I think their offense will put the points up on you.
They're not
I've got
gonna score in
USC
a hurry against Notre Dame. Like when I was watching,
I got
them
USC
against UCLA,
42,
their
Notre
receivers had-
Dame 19. 42-19 USC.
What?
Whoa.
all
See, I
Fight
said
on,
35,
Trojans.
31 USC. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
I had
Fight on,
USC.
Trojans. That was for you, Tim and Tony and Rick.
They're not even here.
Well, Tim, Tony, if you're watching, the picks for USC are for you, my friends.
I'm sorry, Will. That offense is just too dangerous. I don't think your defense can keep up. And your offense.
This guy makes a great point, man. The Mr. ZTHEISS, he's a great guy, man. And he makes a great point. USC struggled mildly with Oregon State, but here's the problem. That was a long time ago. That game doesn't really matter anymore. USC's playing really good right now. So,
But USC's
Trojans.
been playing against cupcake defenses.
Word.
It's a good point. I mean, again, I picked it close, 35-31 USC.
My
I'm pretty
same.
confident we're going to win.
42-19.
But I'm not going to bet on it because I don't bet on
Will,
my team.
are we gonna mention the honorable mentions
Yeah, we'll mention
right
them.
now, or do you want to do the big game?
We're not
many are
picking
left?
these games, right? Because
Right.
I didn't.
Yeah, we're not picking these honorable
All right.
mentions.
Yeah, because I
Before
didn't
we
write
get to
none
the
of them
main
down.
event,
Yeah, the honorable mentions are Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Arizona State, Michigan State, Penn State, Wake Forest, Duke, Coastal Carolina, James Madison, and Central Florida, South Florida.
I tell you, if Michigan State had beaten Indiana last week, that game would not have been on the honorable mentions. The only reason
True.
why you relegated that in the honorable mentions is because of the fact they lost to Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Penn State still has a shot at the New Year's Six Bowl.
I would like to play Penn State. I think we would beat them.
Notre Dame, Penn
I think it'd be
State.
Jackson
You
introduced
got to go to
the
the
main
Big
event.
Ten, man. Then you can play them every year.
Yeah,
What's up?
just call the president of Notre Dame. Tell him to get his head out of his butt and go join the Big Ten.
Michigan shut us out 80 years ago, and we haven't forgiven them. We have not forgiven the Wolverines.
What were you going to say, Austin?
Jackson introduced the main event the only way you know how to, my friend. And we all know what the main event is.
Oh, yeah.
The
We
game.
got Bo, Woody, the 10-Year War, Urban Meyer, Lloyd Carr, the Desmond Howard Heisman pose, the big streak ending on Fox at 11 a.m. last year at the Big House. The Ohio State Buckeyes and the Michigan Wolverines, 11 a.m. on Fox.
Gus Johnson. Joel Klatt on the call, man.
That's
there you
right,
go.
man. Got a little bit of Gus Johnson. Mike, are you going to sit with the Buckeyes?
It's only fitting you started.
All right. Gentlemen, this is a battle of the passing game for Ohio State. How good really is that Michigan defense? Is it overrated? I think it's overrated. How good is that front seven to stop the run game on both teams? I think Michigan's front seven is a little worse. Give me pounding the rock all day long. Give me CJ with 3 touchdowns, over 300 yards. Let's go. Ohio State's going to win this thing 45-42. Go Buckeyes, and I will see you in Indy.
Austin, who do you have in the game?
Okay, so this one was the hardest one to pick for me because Blake Corum is questionable with his injury. And we know with Michigan, if they get that run game going, they're very hard to stop. But if Blake Corum is not healthy and if Ohio State can stop that run game, Michigan's kind of doomed because I don't believe in J.J. McCarthy quite yet. So sorry to all my Michigan fans out there, especially One Scoop John, you're the best. But Ohio State, C.J. Stroud proves why he's a Heisman favorite. Buckeyes win 38-22.
I really wanted to make some joke about Ohio State losing to the weather, but Blake Corum's hurt, so 31-20 Buckeyes.
Good man.
Jeffrey, who do you have? Okay, I'll go. I'm gonna go. Sorry, John. We like you. I like you, man. You're awesome. But unfortunately, I have to go. The Ohio State 31. The Michigan 28.
Wow.
Now we get to you, Jeffrey.
Wow. I'm blown away for two reasons. Number one, because I'm playing around with Buckeye Mike down here. You know, he thinks I'm picking Michigan, right? Because I'm waiting here. I'm like about to say not so fast, but not so fast. One scoop, John. Michigan, no, no. I mean, Blake Corum, he's not going to be 100%, even if he plays. JJ McCarthy, K McNamara, there's no difference. Really, JJ McCarthy can sometimes throw a little better, but they're the same. This game is at Ohio State. There's just no way. There's just no way that Michigan's going to win this game. But I have Michigan getting within 3 points.
Me
And
too.
I actually have Ohio State beating Michigan 31-28.
That's my
score.
too,
Legit, my score.
3 times in 2 weeks, guys. Come
Ohio
on now.
Ohio State. Me and Jackson on the same wavelength, man. Ohio State's gonna win this game, and it should be about a lot more. But it's the game. Michigan's gonna try really hard, but Ohio State is gonna get it done.
But on the bright side, John, if you're watching, I will be pulling for Michigan. I promise you that. I want to see if they win for the first time in Ohio Stadium since 2000.
See, here's the thing. You load the box to stop the run. That shuts them down. Forces McCarthy to throw the ball. Once you pull everybody back to force the deep ball, it's game over. McCarthy can't throw it. McCarthy can't throw a deep ball worth of crap. He's good on the intermediate passes. You force him to throw it deep, it's over.
And see, that's why they supposedly picked J.J. McCarthy over K. McNamara, because he was supposed to be able to do that. So
they've ruined his development.
Overrated 5-star.
Yeah.
But oh wait, is that C.J. Stroud?
It's gonna be.
We talked about how he don't take one for the team and he only gives 80%, but he's way better than JJ, even only at 80%.
But yeah, this week is going to be very fun, and we're very delighted that you got to see our best predictions ever here at the Young Guns. So. What you want to say, Will?
Trojans. You better go to the post-game show that I will be hosting on Saturday night, win or lose. Do not go away and hide, especially the ones that were talking trash to me on the USC show Monday night, and also the USC post-game Saturday night. Show up.
See,
and be there.
That's the
win
thing.
Or lose.
That's the thing.
Don't be like a Tennessee. Don't do a Tennessee.
That's the thing that irritates me is like, okay, you're going to talk trash, threaten people. And then when you lose, you run and hide like a little baby under the bridge. No, you want to run your mouth. Come back and eat crow.
I'll be there even if we lose.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, as a Bama man, I give out a Roll Tide. And if this is the final game of Bryce Young and Will Anderson, which I suspect that it will be, may I be the first to say it has been a wonderful era, and I'm sorry that neither one of you got to have a national title. Well, y'all got to have a national title 2020, but still, though, I'm just sad that you don't get to win it all in 2022. But hey, you get to be making that money pretty soon. Austin, anything?
Well,
you guys?
I just hope this week that we beat Kentucky. That's all I want. I don't care what bowl we going to, who we playing. It's rivalry week. It's time to beat them cats. We can't have Kentucky be dominating us in both sports, basketball and football. Oh no. We need to reclaim football. So this week, for all my Cardinal fans out there, hashtag beat them cats week. Go Cards.
Before
Jeffrey,
we
anything
go,
you guys say?
Well, I hope all of our picks we do well. I hope that all the games are really good and that they're really competitive and fun to watch. And if Indiana beats Purdue, if North Carolina beats NC State, and Alabama beats Auburn, it will be a pretty good weekend for me. Because those are the three teams that I like winning the most. So there you go. They all win. This will be a great rivalry weekend in my household over here. So, and I hope everybody's team performs really well. And I mean, just because I picked against it don't mean I don't like the team, man. I mean, I'm about as impartial as they come when I make these picks. I try to be anyway. But good luck to everybody's team. I'm glad everybody was here to watch us over at Young Guns and all that kind of stuff. And I think that it was a great time, and I'm looking forward to the games.
Hey, and before you leave, if you enjoyed this kind of thing, make sure you hit that like and subscribe because we're going to be back for more. Sunday night, we're going to do our
Young Guns
recap.
channel as well.
Absolutely.
Sunday night, we're going to do a recap. Me, Jackson, possibly Will, and Buckeye Mike. We're going to talk about it all. How Ohio State and Michigan, Alabama, Auburn, Indiana, Purdue, Clemson, South Carolina, Louisville, Kentucky, those dirty fighting Irish and those Trojans. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe and hit that bell. That way you never miss a notification.
Oregon State game. And also, we're going to be covering, what happened with Kansas State and Notre Dame USC. So stay tuned.
Guys, we got plenty of great content coming to you. And it's a great week to be a college football fan. Thank you for your support.
do you have anything coming out this week? Because that's the announcements we need to make.
I'm going to do my Clemson Notre Dame vlog eventually, and I'm going to try to do some college football breaking news videos.
As far as me, I would go ahead and subscribe because I'm going to try to do a live play-by-play for the Egg Bowl, the game, the Notre Dame USC game, and there was one 3:30 game. And I have videos, trying to do videos to come out this week on the game.
Will, you want to take it home?
Ladies and gentlemen and college football fans alike, thank you for watching our stream. It's a lot of fun as always doing it with these group of guys. And hopefully it'll be more fun picking the conference championship games when my Irish hopefully defeat the Trojans and keep the Jewish
And
O'Reilly.
happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving and happy Black Friday to everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. God bless everybody. Love ya.
God bless.
Go Cards.
Stay safe and stay warm, everyone.
Happy